because YouTube really does not want me. I don't know, little old me with only like a handful of um, subscribers don't want me to talk about it. But anyway, like I was saying in my last video, like I don't know if I've been under a rock, but I noticed on MSN they were like, did Biden just do a World War III? And y'all do understand that, you know, voting season is next year, 2024. And I think all of the United States, plus immigrants, plus people that are in the grave, are going to vote Biden and the Democrats out. We have had enough of y'all for 4 years. You have ruined this country on purpose. You have when the first thing you did when you got in our office is you did like 33 executive orders, and they were like, we never seen a president do that. Yeah, I knew he was going to do that. He went in and redid everything that Trump had in place, and everybody is feeling it, from the gas tank to the groceries to just your everyday. Okay, and now we got a war that's supposed to be looming around. Now our dollar should never even be going over to Ukraine to help them for what? And then you flew some transgenders over to America from Ukraine, talking about we have to protect them. Again, I'm not going to just blame who's in office. I'm going to blame those of you who voted for it, because Black Lives Matter. And he got right up in office and said, forget you and your black life, your black life. You better get in line. So y'all were looking up to him like he was going to do something. And now the country, because I'm not claiming it, the country is broken than ever and depending on other countries like crazy. Kamala Harris, I just looked at an interview and I'm wondering who's doing her wardrobe. And nobody cares, Kamala, that you're half black or you black, or nobody cares. It's the fact that you're ignorant. And how did you even become, and how did you even get in this role the um as the vice president? You have no smarts. Let me not even go there. I'm not even going to go there. So I'm all looking and I'm like, well, what's going on here? They're talking about possible a World War III. Y'all, take it from somebody who, in my teenage years, in my 20s, in even my 30s and my 40s, I know about World War II. I know what those people, and I know what our country went through before Hitler, Potts he was trying to take over. Like, y'all have no idea. Like, y'all been on y'all cell phones. Y'all been on y'all cell phones. Y'all have no idea the type of men that fought for their country, their mothers, their daughters, their girlfriends and fiancés back home, and they gave their lives up. The men today in this country, the youth, remember I just told some boys in their 20s, these are men in their 20s, what you smoking on? You in broad daylight in front of a building with your weed and your stash and your roll up, and you don't even care the kids around, looking like sherm heads. And you like, oh, I'm smoking at such and such. And I'm like, in my day, we went somewhere and hid. We didn't smoke in public. It's a new day. I say this. World War II, they had a draft, okay? And I think back then, if you had flat feet, you could get away with it. But if these are the youth of today to draft, to fight on the bear and the dragon, I literally had to stop and say, okay, Lord, Father, we need your protection. Like, we got to go back to praying, because it ain't no way. It ain't no way. Our military over here putting on high heel shoes and dresses, okay? And when Trump was having a parade with our military, the Democrats cried and booed hooed, and then as soon as they got in office, as soon as you put a Democrat president in office, you know the first thing he did is he defunded He basically took all of the income from our military. And you had a bunch of colonels like, what the heck is you doing? This is our protection. Why are you trying to weaken us? And God knows what you injected in them. And when I heard President Trump speech yesterday of weapons of mass destruction and drones, and we gonna see something we ain't never seen before. Americans, we are very spoiled. Very, very. We live like kings and queens over here. We got laws and certain things that you can't do because of this and the third. But I don't think this generation of people, and including myself, can even understand having planes and um things blowing up in our faces and not equipped to even fight that. I'm just like, Lord, please don't let it happen. Because I know that in the Bible it talks about rumors of war. The Ukrainians are over there running for the border, and Biden over here backing them. Backing them for what? Like, why are we backing them? We got to worry about our own house. We got the back door open, the front door open. We got so many people over here. We don't know what these people have done in their past or what they can do. We don't know if it's a setup. It is a setup. I really feel like if you want to be somebody who wants to take down the liberty of the United States, you have to flood it and have enemies coming at every which way. They don't even need to. It don't even need to be on a playground somewhere. You could just walk through our back door and you're in the United States. Like, what is going on? This dude has not. I don't understand why he has a job. Everybody went after Trump, and even right now, when he's not even the acting president of the United States, you still trying to impeach the man, and he's not even president. I'm trying to tell you on some real stuff. For those of you who voted for Democrat, you are going to get a we all going. I don't even know what to say. I'm just like, Lord, gas, huh? You thought you had problems with trying to figure out how you were going to warm your house, huh? Oh, baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. And I pray it don't come to this land, because the first thing I started to think about is to protect my daughter. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Like, some of us got senior citizens and stuff like that. We don't need no war. We need peace. We can all get along. We can all get along. We can all eat good. Russia said Putin said stay out of it, and they already looking at our country like y'all men don't know if they men, your women don't know if you women. They already looking at this country like you Babylon. And the country, this platform of Democrats, 33% of these folks don't even believe in God. And God will start to remove his hand, like, oh yeah, you don't believe in me. And then as soon as something bad happened, then we got a national prayer. We're gonna have a national prayer. Let's pray. Oh, now you want to pray. But remember, at one point in time, you didn't even believe in the true living God that has blessed this country. That's why it's in the last days, men should be lovers of themselves. That's why you see everybody on here glorifying themselves. Man, but y'all have no idea. Because I'm like, I have no idea. But all I know is World War II, Vietnam, or World War I, none of those wars were walk in the parks. People lost their lives for that. And then some people like, I ain't gonna fight no war. Man, they got machinery now to drop something on you. They got lasers now. Like, they got stuff that you don't even need to have an actual person to go and deliver a bullet. We need to pray. We gotta pray. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that to y'all attention because, sometimes when you look at things, I'm like, I don't feel like hearing this today. And then I'm like, wait a minute. There got to be some truth to this because when did we get that bad? And now we're talking about another thing. Okay, so let me go back to what I was saying. When a president has declared war, all that voting stuff for the we don't got to do with that. We don't want to fight for Ukraine. We don't. You that's your beef with Putin. Putin sat up there and said the United States don't even believe in God no more. And you know what? Why are these cars going around us? Some of what he said is semi-truth. No, there's still some God-fearing people in this country. Don't get it twisted. And because there's some God-fearing people in this country, that's why this country hasn't gone up in smoke. People better get it. You better wake up and smell the roses. There's a reason why God hasn't let the enemy take over because there's still God-fearing people in this country like myself. But y'all, I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Y'all, like all y'all youngins out there that ain't doing nothing with your lives. Ho, when you get that paper where they drafting you, and well, I'm not about to fight, or you going to jail. And it's amazing. It's amazing because, come on, baby, move this car, boo. You got a truck. You should be able to get over these things. There go that same guy jogging. He's slow jogging. But oh man, I ain't ready for this. I ain't ready for this. I know a lot of my friends, their sons are in the military. Sons are in the military. And trust and believe me, for all of y'all who've been playing Fortnite or what's the military games and stuff like that, or I don't know if it's Fortnite or I don't know what it's called, but them little military games that y'all be playing. Oh, trust me, you won't get a knock at the door, and it'll be like, "Are you Kevin Miles? You've been drafted." And see, that's all we know is the United States of America. Like I don't. That's why you gotta study your history, because if you don't know your history, if you don't know your history, it can repeat itself. You have no idea what a draft is. See, I'm 41. I'm 41, but a lot of these youngins now, they don't have the goals like the 41-year-old male out there. They are, even for you 41s and up, man, they may knock at the door and make y'all colonels out this joint. This is serious business, man. Y'all need to pay attention. Let's pray and hope no war hit, because I'm trying to tell you right now, with the moral compass of these folks, you gonna find out. And sometimes God has to bring that humbling on you so you can understand who's holding you together, who's holding your flesh together, so you can appreciate your liberty and your freedom. And never again should you give it over to a group of evil people that get up in office to put everybody in harm's way while they on vacation and they eating and they smoking cigars and doing what they want to do with their family, but they make sure you and your children are the ones fighting in the war after they done taxed the mess out of you. Biden should be impeached and removed immediately. Immediately. And Trump is like, I need to get up in there so it's not a war. He was like, you've never seen anything like this. You've never, you don't even understand the weapons of mass destruction. Yeah, these are the weapons. Oh man. And let me tell you, and around the world, they just waiting for America to fall on their face, waiting. You know why? Because it's been too many times we involved ourselves in things that we shouldn't have had. It's been too many times that the American, had went overseas and hurt other countries. Okay, it's been too many times that we sat up there and we dropped the load on some folks that didn't deserve it. And now it's like payback is a son of a gun, huh? I don't want a war. I have a daughter that I love dearly that I am raising. I do not want to open up my backyard and see bombs just falling all over the daggone place. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to sit up here and everybody we have to go there, because at one point in time, if you ever knew my in-laws, I remember them because they were born in the 40s. And I remember them talking about they had drills in their school where they had to get under the desk, you know, just in case if a bomb hit. Y'all have no idea. Y'all look, some people are like, oh, Ramona, relax. Nothing's going to happen until it does, because those two, the bear and the dragon, basically told the eagle to stay the heck out of it. And in here, we gotta help them. We're going to help and send some warships over. It's like, in a nutshell, we're not involved, but we're going to fund it. They're going to go after you. Y'all better wake up, man, and start praying for real. Like I am more, everything that you were dealing with, like problems with your financing, with your bills, with your car note, with your health insurance. I don't mean any harm, you guys. With the beefing back and forth with loved ones, I don't mean any harm, but this is on a whole nother level if they are talking about a freaking war. All right. And all of you youngins out there shaking the tail feather and on your TikTok trying to become the next Puff Daddy out this thing. I got news for you. Y'all gonna be drafted. Y'all going to be drafted. All right. Y'all gonna be drafted. And if you sit up here and say I ain't fighting and such, then I don't mean no harm. When it comes to your freedom, oh, you're gonna be fighting. And then people look, you know what they do too? They make memes. They make YouTube short channels. Somebody been editing Russian videos of showing the Americans their military, and they show these colonels dressed in drag in America, and then Russia laughing at it and show their military of men marching. And I'm like, and if Russia is a praying nation, if Russia believes in God and believe in Jesus, and they don't want that Western crap to come over there to their citizens, who you think God gonna be with? Y'all better wake up, man, and start paying attention. I know one thing I have. I was sitting up here worrying about. I was like, oh, I gotta do this. I gotta do this for my job. I have to do this. Man, when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. And I was sitting up there listening to this old colonel interview with, what's that guy that took his show away? He was interviewing with them, and the stuff that this colonel was saying, and he was talking about some of the top officials that was raging war for no reason, and some of these guys were dressed in drag, and I'm like, am I hearing this correctly? Who's running our country? And it's like, Now you got these nations that really can't stand our nation because of the history behind and some of the corrupt things that some of the evil folk that were in office have done. And it's like they waiting for payback. Y'all got to start praying, like really praying. We need some good, God-fearing, godly folks that's going to take position in our nation to protect the citizens and our children. They should not have to grow up with dealing with bombs and weapons of mass destruction and all this other type of stuff. I know you're just like, oh, that's never going to happen until it does. It's crazy. Some of y'all can believe the pandemic, but you wouldn't even think twice about, oh, we ain't never gonna have no war. I hope we don't, because I'm not trying to fight it. And I'm gonna tell you, all of that so-called transgender crap that went out the window when it came to the draft. They said if you born male, you gonna be drafted, period. Take them heels off. I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. When it comes to the military, now we can define what a male and a female is. What you think? Did you really think that freedom was free? Do you know what we went through to get to this level? Oh, you just said she was born in it, and because you're an American, you are protected with certain laws. Okay. That's why you got to vote wisely, because you got corrupt people that get in office and it's all about the money to them. They could care less if the place goes up in flames, because to them it's about the world war order. We can all connect our countries around and then we can run it. But there's still some folks it's like, hell no, we're not going along with it. You're not going along with it? Oh, we're gonna start a war then. Like it's like, and another thing too, like these presidents need to understand, like it's not you that loses your life, it's people. But at the same time, a president is supposed to protect this country. You're not gonna bring that crazy stuff over here. We need to know to stay out of it. We need to build our infrastructure. We could have been working on our military. We could have been working on our own thing. But instead, we've been all over the world taking our money every daggone where. And then now we got these corrupt Democrats in office pushing the agenda. Like, okay, I'm going to give you a prime example. They told parts of Africa, that we want y'all to get down with the LBTGQI community. Africa was like, y'all go to hell with that. We not rocking like that. So now America's like, well, we're not going to give you no aid. How corrupt does that sound? Like, are we the Babylon here? The president was like, we will not. We will not comply to this. They was like, America, y'all cool and all. Y'all been helping us out with rice and beans, but ain't no way in the world we gonna push that abomination on our citizens. And then Bill Gates tell Africa, we want to sell y'all some seed, and you have to promise us you could buy the seed from us for farming, but you got to promise us you're not gonna reuse natural seeds. Africa, like, is you crazy? So you not only have y'all been coming over here for centuries, taking over all the resources, but now you gonna try to sell us a seed that came from the ground that was created by God, and now you want to patent it. I'm gonna be pissed if they call for a war. It's not even going to the bear to get it. It's not even going to the store to get a loaf of bread. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to get canned goods. Okay. I have had dreams before when we have foreign soldiers on our land. You don't know how it is. Now, other countries have experienced the United States walking through with their tanks and stuff and their military men. You know what I mean? Other countries have experienced that, but we've never experienced that. And we got a lot here. Our infrastructure here, like we got a lot of things that are very like worthy here, and some people would give anything to take over the territory, to own it. We're not even going to talk about the trillions of dollars of debt. One of the guys was saying every American right now owes about $250,000, and I'm like, not this American. You telling me that I have to pay parking tickets and things like that, and y'all couldn't even balance the checkbook when y'all got on in office? Y'all went to school and got these bogus degrees for what? And you couldn't even balance the debt that we owe. You couldn't even come up with a way for us to pay it back. We got all of these illegals coming over here. We could have made an incentive for folks to work a certain amount of time to help us pay this debt off, and we'll give some citizenships out here. Y'all couldn't come up with a plan to pay the debt off. Instead, you're going to say, all of you owe. And I'm going to tell you another thing, too. I told y'all before, they're giving away a $2,000 incentive for folks that want to push out babies because they found that the babies are not being born. Why you think they opening the gates, especially for illegals to come over here? Because they need the number count. See, that's what happens when you abort your own. It's a number game, baby. It's always been a number game. Why you think that they went ahead and it's illegal to have an abortion, which I'm grateful for because I'm pro-life. But you didn't think that all the way through. Some of y'all so old, and the ones I think Canada was shown when I was looking at a video yesterday when I guess Canada ready to go to battle, get involved in this daggone war mess, and all the old people clapping. These people look like they 105 years old and they clapping, can barely even understand what's going on. And they supposed to be generals and stuff, but they're going to be sending your youth. Are you in your 20s? Are you in your 30s? We're batting down the hatches because guess what? They're going to be knocking at your door and they're going to draft your behind. Y'all been out here smoking and ain't doing nothing. They're going to capture you like you cattle, put a suit on you and drop you right off in the daggone zone and say fight. And I was literally just talking about this yesterday, the day before yesterday. Oh yeah, them guys that's locked up in jail, they'll be drafting them over too. Trust and believe me. Biden and put us in a horrible situation, and it could definitely be changed. It could be turned around. It's not too late. All he has to do is say, "Look, Putin, what do you really want? Like, let's come up with an understanding here, because we really don't want to kill your soldiers, and I know you don't want to kill ours, and it's been too many lives and bloodshed for just something that we're not even gonna be thinking about in the next 20 years." Sometimes too, I wish that why don't the presidents just fight? Why don't, I mean, Putin looks pretty healthy for his age. He looked like he work out. China's president, he looked like he eat a lot, but he looked like he can give a go or two. And I'm not trying to be, you know what I'm saying? I was just thinking that, like, why don't the presidents, why don't y'all duke it out? Why you gotta use, lives to do it? But now they're not even doing. They got drones now, drones that can drop something. I really hope and pray that we don't have no war. May I hope we don't. One guy was like, I think that the war is going to happen next year. That's not even better. How can people plan their futures right now if we're on the brink of a freaking war? We got to get rid of this dude quickly. Man, and I'm going to say this as a black woman. Black people, man, don't you die. Y'all voted for this. And people could be like, well, both sides. No, 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 no. We was not going to war when Trump was in office. Everybody was getting a house at a 2.1.2 interest rate when Trump was in office. Everybody was starting entrepreneurship. Everybody was, they was doing what they had to do. Gas prices was lovely. We had our own pipeline. We was going independent. We was Tesla started coming out, like everybody was doing their thing. Doing their thing. And here come these Democrats, man. OCAACO, that chick, I'm tired of that Latino lady. She need to roll. I'm so tired. And about time Polisky sat down. Like, all of these people have done nothing but just cause destruction and division in our country. And now you telling me we might be headed for a war? See, I wouldn't even be tripping if I knew our military was like that in a bag of chips. But when I get that flashback of who's the guy that's supposed to be in charge of our medical health, he's dressed in drag. He's now a transgender. He left his wife and children to become a woman. When I think about the judge who took place in office when they asked her what's a woman and she said, I'm not a biologist. These type of folks, eek ook rabbit ook. That's all I gotta say. And some of y'all like, Mona, what is that? You remember Tasmanian on Looney Tunes? Eek ook rabbit ook. I'm done. Like, these are the people that's supposed to these are the leaders. This is a mockery. I had two family men. My father served in the military. He was a Marine. My grandfather, he served in the military. He was in the Air Force Base and he retired from working in the government. I had folks that served in the military. These were men. I'm talking about men. You look back in the day and you remember how our military used to be. Even when you look back in the 2000s, they were serious. They didn't, you got screamed at, and your daggone sergeant or whoever he was, he told you to go run 58 miles. And he didn't give a day. And you had to run with the rifle over your head. Keep it moving. One person messed up, the whole battalion sitting up there doing sit-ups for the next 15 days. Nowadays, you got folks in our military that's suing because my commander in chief screamed at me. Eek. Or you're not even, the women walking around with lashes and stuff on. Come on. The men going up in there and getting sex changes and things. This is what's supposed to be protecting us. Huh? This was purposely done. This was purposely done to make sure. Y'all haven't seen the movie 300? Remember that hunchback thing? It was like, I want to fight with you guys. And he was like, hold your shield up. He couldn't hold his shield up. He was like, no, you too weak. You're gonna be a distraction, meaning everybody gonna be over there trying to help your cripple behind. So I'm sorry, you can't be in it. That was a distraction to put that in our military. Anyway, I really hope and pray it don't happen, y'all. I hope it don't go down. I really hope it don't go down. I just hope it don't go down, Lord. It's bad enough some of us don't even have men in our families or husbands to be faced with a freaking war. You feminists gonna find out really quick, very, very quick, you're just a woman. I just pray that it doesn't go to that. Churches need to be praying. I don't want to hear nothing about some prosperity preaching. We literally need to humble ourselves in the sight of the Lord and He should lift us up. We have to turn our faces back to God because I am trying to tell you, if you didn't know and this thing kicks off, oh, you going to know. All you 20-year-olds out there not doing jack with your lives, you going to find out real quick. You going to find out when the degree don't mean nothing when you out there fighting. Degree don't mean a daggone thing, but now you're fighting for your freedom. And it don't even, and some of y'all willing to say, man, I ain't doing, like Ukrainians been over that joint surrendering like crazy. They've been over that giant. They've been fleeing and going to different countries and leaving the Ukraine. They've been fleeing like crazy. And the Ukrainians are still like, no, we're going to fight this to the last end because they think in their minds like the U.S. is going to back us. The U.S. better not back that. I'm not trying to back Ukraine. I don't care what Biden talking about. I didn't vote for Biden. I didn't vote for Biden. I voted for Trump. I voted for Trump. And there was a reason why I didn't vote for Biden because I knew he was going to get up in there and switch like a 10 speed. And now all of you diehard Democrats for black folks, now y'all looking and shaking y'all daggone heads looking stupid because y'all didn't read. Y'all didn't study the guy that was running. All he said was black folks, and y'all went ahead and was like, he got my vote. He got my vote. Yeah, now your children and your grandchildren gonna be out here fighting a daggone war behind this dude. You better pray and you better switch over to Republican. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Even if a Republican switches like a 10 speed, you don't ever vote for somebody that you know goes against your morals, goes against God, and y'all still went ahead and voted for the dude. Y'all voted for him, and y'all was just like, yeah. And then I'm listening to black people talking, and y'all like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Nah, we want Trump. We want Trump. Now, it's affecting your home. Oh, but you haven't seen anything yet, because people are willing to do the most craziest things before they leave office, including starting a war. I really hope y'all we don't have no war. I really hope we don't have a war. To lock my daggone door. Why, Mona? Why? I really hope we don't have one. Lord knows. We got looking at the sky and now trying to figure out what the heck is what. Like, one guy was like, I don't know. We should have never been involved in it. And the United States, I'm not gonna lie, you got videos, footage of the stuff that other presidents have done before, and they have hurt other countries. I'm talking about countries that despise us and hate and want to see us turn into ash. And some of these countries have every right to feel that way because they woke up to their sons and their daughters that was hit with a bomb. This is like when Bush did their shock 'em and awe 'em. And I remember back then when that did it, I was so freaking ignorant. I was so ignorant. I was so ignorant. The reason why I say that is because I remember in one of my raps, this is when I used to rap, and dropping bombs over such and such. And I was like, I'm Lady Bush shocking him and shocking him, shocking on them. And I didn't, somebody, it was a guy who was like, yeah, put this in there. And I was like, okay, I'm Lady Bush shocking. And I put that in there. And I didn't even realize that was the name of the bomb that they dropped down in there. I was so freaking ignorant to even say that out my mouth. And people actually got hurt. Like people, babies died. So it's like you got a lot of people. It's a reason why they have so much hatred. And I've opened my eyes to realize like everything that is told to us is not all truth. Some of it is like maybe 10% of it is the truth, and the rest of the 90% of it it's a lie. Anyway, I don't want to be late for work. I can't be. So I would say this. I would say this is that y'all need to really pray for this country. And if someone says no one cares, all right, that's okay. You may not care, but when you get to knock at the door saying you've been drafted, you gonna care then. And when you say I'm not about to fight no war, okay, you're gonna be locked up. Or better yet, you don't know how these people rolling. They may take you, snatch you up, throw you in a joint, drop you off somewhere, and still give you a gun and be like, you're gonna fight whether you like it or not. And I don't know, you may just walk over like the Ukrainians did and just surrender. Who? But I'm just hoping and praying we don't have no war. Let me not talk like that. Let me just hope and pray. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day today.